Kim Taehyung, a 34-year-old man, is the only son of the Kim family, one of the most respected families in South Korea. He also holds the prestigious position of President of South Korea. Taehyung is the perfect blend of cold elegance, class, and undeniable charm. People utter his name more often than they mention God's in a single day. But he isn't a cruel politician, rather, he's a man of wisdom and integrity. He serves as a role model for the youth, and every parent dreams of their son becoming like him. He pays attention to even the smallest details and has initiated campaigns like Hunger-Free Nation to ensure that no one in the country goes to bed hungry. The poor, the needy, and the jobless look up to him as if he were some sort of savior. Across the nation, girls have declared him the national heartthrob. Many, from the media and political circles, try to flirt with him, but none of that matters to Taehyung. He is utterly devoted to his one and only love, his wife. His wife, Y/N Kim, isn't just his partner, she is his world, his love, his possession, and his obsession. No, she isn't his first wife. His first marriage was a business arrangement between the Kims and the Kang family, a cold contract that led to a drunken mistake. That mistake resulted in the birth of Ji-hoo, a spoiled brat, thanks to her mother's influence. While Taehyung does love his daughter, he distances himself from his ex-wife as much as possible. He knows that Y/N despises sharing the same air as her, let alone seeing her. Talking about his wife, Y/N Kim, a 25-year-old social worker, she holds a Bachelor of Social Work degree. She followed in the footsteps of her mother, who came from a middle-class family, while her father was from a well-off background. Despite the differences in their upbringing, her mother ensured that Y/N grew up to be a wise and compassionate woman. Talking about his wife, Y/N Kim, a 25-year-old social worker, she holds a Bachelor of Social Work degree. She followed in the footsteps of her mother, who came from a middle-class family, while her father was from a well-off background. Despite the differences in their upbringing, her mother ensured that Y/N grew up to be a wise and compassionate woman. After completing her degree at 23, Y/N began working at her mother's NGO, which focuses on supporting women who have fallen victim to various forms of abuse. Inspired by Taehyung's dedication to his country, she made it her mission to reach out to him. When she finally did, she demanded that he implement stronger protections for women, provide them with more job opportunities, and promote their independence and education. Taehyung, who had fallen for her at first sight, kept inviting her for meetings under various pretexts. Over time, Y/N found herself developing a crush on him as well. Eventually, Taehyung confessed his feelings, and Y/N accepted. They have now been happily married for a year. YN, who was smiling to herself willow-cutting veggies, suddenly gasped as two being hands wrapped round her waist. Y/N smiled to herself as she cut vegetables, humming softly. Suddenly, she gasped as two strong arms wrapped around her waist from behind. Y/N, what are you doing? Taehyung, hugging my wife. He nuzzled into her neck. Y/N, Aish, stop, that's ticklish. She giggled as he continued nuzzling. I thought you were going to come home late. Taehyung, why would I come late? Y/N, you just won your second term as president today, and you took the oath. I thought you'd be out celebrating with your friends. Taehyung, what kind of idiot goes out to party when he has a beautiful wife waiting at home? Y/N blushed. Taehyung, so, what's for dinner? Y/N, I don't know. Taehyung, huh? Then why are you cutting these vegetables? Y/N, I figured I'd think of something while I was chopping them. Taehyung laughed. Taehyung, genius plan. Suddenly, Y/N broke free from his embrace and turned to face him. Y/N, Taehyung. He tucked a loose strand of her hair behind her ear. Y/N, I've been thinking about something. Taehyung, what is it? Y/N, is it possible for you to make self-defense classes mandatory in all schools for girls? So they can learn to protect themselves. She bit her lip nervously. Taehyung. People think I'm the one running the country, but they don't know the real truth. He teased. Y/N, just answer me, will you? Taehyung, is there anything you ask of me that I can refuse? Y/N wrapped her arms around his neck. Y/N, is that so? Taehyung, any doubts? Y/N, then why don't you give me what I want most? Taehyung frowned, but quickly understood. Taehyung, Y/N. I've told you, we'll think about it later. Y/N, I've been hearing the same thing for the past 4 months. She tried to push him away, but his grip around her waist tightened, careful not to hurt her. Taehyung, Y/N, we don't need a baby right now. Besides, we have Jihoo. Y/N, she's not mine, Tae. She's yours and Yeri's, Taehyung, why can't you accept her? Y/N, accept her. Tae, I've tried, but she's so spoiled. I'm sorry if that sounds harsh, but the way she talks to the house staff is unacceptable. And when I scold her for it, her mother comes in with her "stop bullying my daughter" speech, shedding a few crocodile tears, and then you end up being upset with me. I don't like it. That's why I stay away from her. Taehyung sighed because her words, though bitter, were true. Y/N, Tae, I want my own baby, someone I can teach the difference between right and wrong without it being seen as a free lecture. Someone I can scold without being accused of bullying. Why? Why don't you want a baby with me? Her eyes began to well up with tears. Taehyung sighed because her words, though bitter, were true. Y/N, Tae, I want my own baby, someone I can teach the difference between right and wrong without it being seen as a free lecture. Someone I can scold without being accused of bullying. Why? Why don't you want a baby with me? Her eyes began to well up with tears. Taehyung's eyes widened. He never imagined she would feel this way. Taehyung, no, baby. He quickly wiped away her tears. It's nothing like that. I love you so much, and I want so many babies with you. Y/N, you're lying. She cried. Taehyung, no, I'm not. He hugged her, kissed the top of her head, and comforted her until she calmed down. Y/N. You're only 25, not 45. You have dreams, baby, you want to do so much for the women of this nation. I want to see you achieve those dreams, and then we'll have babies, lots of them, as many as you want. Y/N looked up at him. Y/N, really? Taehyung, yes, baby. Y/N, what if I want 10 babies? Taehyung, oh, we can have 11 if you want. Besides, I love the process. He teased with a playful grin. Y/N blushed deeply and buried her face in Taehyung's chest. Taehyung, but what about dinner? Y/N, let's order in. She grinned. Taehyung, how about I take you out for a candlelight dinner? Y/N, no thanks. I don't want to be surrounded by paparazzi. President Nim, what are your future plans? President Nim, the whole nation is celebrating your win. How do you feel? Taehyung, okay, I got it. What do you want to eat? Y/N, anything, husband. It's your day. Taehyung pecked her nose. After dinner, they enjoyed some intimate time together and then went to sleep. Read more next morning. Living in the National Defense Building, the official residence of the President of South Korea, you're surrounded by numerous helpers, which can feel frustrating as your personal space seems invaded. But Taehyung has set a rule: no one is allowed near your rooms. Your room is quite spacious, with a large living area, a balcony, and a huge wardrobe, making it feel like your own little apartment. You woke up and found no one around. Checking the time, you realized it was already 10 a.m., which was confusing since Taehyung had mentioned that his schedule started at 4 p.m. and he planned to spend the morning with you. After freshening up, you went downstairs and encountered Yeri and her not-so-innocent 10-year-old daughter. Y/N, addressing the head maid, where is Tae? Head maid, young lady, he's in his home office. Y/N, does he have any guests? Yeri, can't you see we're guests here? Y/N, I mean, did he invite any guests, or do people come uninvited? Yeri, I am his ex-wife. Y/N, exactly, ex-wife. I am his wife. You know the difference, right? Yeri, I'm the mother of his only child. Flashback, Y/N, breathing heavily. Wait, no protection. Taehyung, you wanted a baby, didn't you? He said as he continued. Flashback ends. Jihoo, he's my dad, and this is his home. You're just living here for free. You should go back to your real place. Y/N felt saddened by the behavior of the 10-year-old, realizing how much upbringing matters. Head maid, Miss Jihoo, that's not a nice way to talk to an elder. She had worked for the Kims for over 20 years. Jihoo, oh, now a poor, smelly, and disgusting old woman will tell me, Kim Jihoo, how to talk. Y/N, Jihoo, behave yourself. Yeri, how dare you bully my. Y/N, shut up. Bully your daughter instead. Look at her, Yeri, look at your upbringing. Rather than teaching her manners, you're backing her up? You're ruining her. Yeri, huh? Now a woman like you is going to teach me how to be a good mother? Why don't you become a mother first, since Taehyung doesn't want a baby with you? Jihoo, obviously, mom. Daddy is a smart man. Why would he want a baby from a WH0 re like her? Taehyung, JHU.